Republican Senator John Kennedy from the state of Louisiana has put out what might be the most insane and unintentionally hilarious campaign ads of the entire 2022 midterm election. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole ad because the whole ad doesn't matter. What matters is the last 8 seconds of this truly insane ad from Senator John Kennedy. So without further ado, folks, here is John Kennedy telling you, I guess, how to handle a crisis situation. Take a look.
You hate cops just because they're cops? The next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.
You know what my favorite part about all this is? Like, those are the only 2 options we have in this country. Well, if you don't like cops, you have to call a crackhead. Like, there's literally no in between. There's no other steps between calling a cop and calling a crackhead. Like, that's it. That's your dichotomy, folks. You either call the police or you call the local crackhead, right? There's nothing in between those 2. Those are the only options you have. It's not like you could call other emergency services or first responders, the fire department. Nope. It's either a cop or a crackhead. That is what Senator John Kennedy says your options are. So by God, we got to go with that. And also, I'm not going to take advice about when to consult with crackheads from the party that continues to listen to an actual former crackhead, Mike Lindell. Mike Lindell is very open about the fact, folks, that yes, he struggled with being addicted to crack for many, many years. In fact, recently, jokingly, he actually said during an interview that he tried to rid the state of Minnesota of drugs by doing them all. So y'all are the party that's literally listening to a pillow man about election fraud that doesn't exist, who, by the way, also happened to be a former crackhead. So no, don't you dare lecture anybody on the left about calling a crackhead when that's pretty much exactly what your party has done in their desperation to try to prove the 2020 election was stolen. Of course, Mike Lindell, as far as we know, is a former crackhead. He's not a current one that we know of. But either way, what John Kennedy here is trying to do, of course, is trying to say that, well, if you hate the police so much, don't call them. He didn't have to add the crackhead part. Trying to say that if you don't trust the police, if you don't think they're out there for the public good, then you better not depend on them when you need them. Now, here's the problem. Again, he immediately goes to that extreme. Like, oh, you're mad that cops can shoot unarmed black people and not ever face justice for it? Then maybe you just shouldn't call the cops. No, you know what, John? Maybe we ought to reform the police, right? Maybe we ought to take their guns away unless they've had, several years of firearms training and plenty of training in how to de-escalate situations before they immediately reach for that gun on their hip, right? That's the problem. They're just so quick not wanting to deal with things that they're just like, oh, there's a person, got it. I'm ready. Let's kill them. Let's end their life because, oh no, they stole a bag of chips from the little mini mart down the street. I'm sorry that we think that's a bad thing that cops do that. Maybe this country would be a better place if you actually thought that was bad. But you don't. Like most Republicans, you're totally cool with it. You don't care how many unarmed black people in this country get mowed down by police officers. You don't care that cops in 2022 are already on track to kill more people than ever before. You don't care about the fact that this literally doesn't happen in other countries that, like mass shootings, it's a uniquely American phenomenon. You don't care about any of that. You just want to score some political points by trying to say that Democrats hate cops so much, maybe they ought to go trust those crackheads.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.